Hello, welcome to Boardgame Basecoats, and today we are playing through Kamigami Battles, specifically the Warriors of Dawn. So I pulled Amaterasu at random as the god from the Warriors of Dawn set, and the one and only location, which is the Temple of Kiyomizu Dera. Alright, so I have the power off to the left and power above the temple, just for ease of use or visibility there. Next up, ball. I just used the Warriors of Dawn and then both of the base sets. I can't remember which one ball comes from. Anyway, have the Temple of Syracuse there. And just like Amaterasu, I've got the life for both. So 20 life for the gods and 5 for the temples. If either of those totals go, then the temple could die or the god could fall. So let's go ahead and check out the disciple cards. These folks basically act as currency for the game. So that disciple there gives you 1. This bishop here gives a 2. And both of these came from the base, I believe the original base set. Now here is the Ashigaru. And the Ashigaru is the one and only disciple, a disciple 3 that came from the Warriors of Dawn. So it can defend or attack. Alright, so let's go ahead and fill out the tableau. So what we're supposed to do is draw 6 cards, 6 unique cards. So first off, Ao Oni, the blue monster here, has an attack of 4. Pretty beefy. Moving on, Virgo, so we're from one of the original sets, so you can either draw a card or discard a card. I believe there's a little discard trick there, which can be useful. Next up, Yamato Tekars. I don't think Tekars is a Japanese word. But has an attack, and if it hits a god, there's some effect that occurs. Next up, Jackal from one of the original sets. You can attack or banish a card, and in so doing, Jackal gets banished as well. Next up, the Fierce Star, an attack card, and then you can discard other cards, I believe, to boost that attack. Moving on, Hatshepsut, one of my favorite cards. So you can take a card from the Netherworld, where you can just gain life. Alright, so gaining life is good. Let's get to the story. It was the age of the gods. Now powerful kami from the Shinkai joined the battle for ultimate domination. But they are not alone. The land of Nippon is filled with clever spirits and faithful warriors, all prepared to find honor in sacrifice. Yeah, I've studied Japanese a while. I don't know what Shinkai means. I gotta check that out. Anyway, this is a deck builder. So if you played deck builders before, they're pretty samey. But this one had enough differences that really intrigued me. And I remember the first time I played it, wow, I really liked those differences. So this was actually the first deck builder I ever bought. So that said, let's get to it. And hopefully you'll see why I like it. So first off, let's start with Amaterasu, visiting team and all that. So all I'm doing here is setting up the initial draw deck. And this is what you would do in normal deck builders. So here we're going to have 8 priestesses, which will give you 1 currency essentially. And then we're having 2 bishops, which give you 2 currency each. All right, and then we shuffle this up, and then we'll draw 5 cards. All right, so let's see how Amaterasu did. So, both bishops. Okay, so remember, each of those is worth 2, while the others are worth 1. So in this case, we're going to spend it all. So far, pretty typical for a deck builder, so spending it all. We'll get to that in a minute. So go ahead and pulling Hatshepsut, which costs 5. Now in the normal deck builder, you toss in a discard. Nope, not in this game. In this game, you stick it to the top of your draw pile. So that is a nice difference, because you get to use the card you just bought, which is nice. Ao Oni comes into play, but we already have one, so it goes right on top of a previous one, and then we draw. So I liked this change too. Noble Star, another one of my favorite cards. So you can redirect the attack. So awesome. I was really happy to have pulled that one. So I basically pulled all of the Warriors of Dawn cards, and then just pulled random cards from the original base set. And I mentioned in my unboxings of the newer sets that I was kind of iffy about the fact that the newer randomizer cards were sepia, whereas the original ones were in color. But it really made it easy to basically have the original cards and then just pull out the warriors, so that was kind of nice. Anyway, let's check out how Ball did here. Ooh, just priestesses. So basically, yep, there we go. 5 cards to get 5 money, essentially. And so he's going to pick up Virgo, which costs 3. All right, so far, it's pretty much like a deck builder, except for the fact you stick the cards onto your draw pile and not your discard pile. Ah, Noble Star, very nice. Yes, now that one costs 8. All right, you can see the cost of the cards in the top right corner. I really appreciate how clear the information is on these cards. So here's Ningyo, a new card from Warriors of Dawn. All right, now here's the difference. All right, so in a normal deck builder, you just recycle, you just spend all your cards. It's a mindless, brainless process. But in this game, that's not the case. You don't have to throw all of your money cards. You can retain them. So in this case, that's what I'm doing. So going back and saying, no, I did not play this bishop, so it would have still been in my hand. There's the card I bought last turn, and now I draw up to 5 cards. Isn't that a nice choice? So cool. And now there is situations where you do want to spend your cards just to empty your hand. Now, you do get to play 1 warrior card. So here's my warrior. So she has 2 abilities. Very nice. So I'm going to use the bottom one so that Amaterasu gains 2 life. Yeah, so this is actually a win condition if you gain 25 life. I've never seen that, but it is a win condition. And here I'm going to go ahead and spend my entire hand. So 5 more energy to pick up a Ningyo. All right, so drawing power. So what I've noticed about the Warriors of Dawn set is a lot of drawing power. All right, so we'll go ahead and replace it with a Fierce Star, but we already had one, so we'll stick that right on top there and continue. Kenku, oh, one of my favorites. Look at that, 3 abilities. 2 of them are actions and one's a reaction, reactive defense ability. Pretty cool. All right, so Virgo here, just like Amaterasu, we did not have to spend our whole hand to do this. So we're going to, see there, this was a choice. Did I want to throw my entire hand? Yes, I did. Yes, I did, because there are better cards in that deck. So isn't that nice that you'd have that choice? So here we are. I did not pull any of those back. I said fine. And then, yep, I pulled a better card. So there we go. Coolness. Now, here's a reactability on the Temple of Syracuse. Because the other god gained a life, the temple here will gain a life. So I did a little bit delayed here, but that's fine. And the one card I'm going to play is this Virgo. And when you do play cards, they go right to that discard pile. And she allowed me to draw a card, which I knew exactly what it was. It was this bishop. So look at all this. All right. So plenty of mana now. All right. So I'm sorry, I just called it mana. Power. Whatever. I can't remember what it's called. But I will retain some in my hand, perhaps, or just discard it. Yeah, we'll just chuck it. So I didn't really need it because I know exactly what I'm going to buy. And it's going to be this Oni, which costs 6. I didn't need to spend the 7, but I have the 7. So the Oni is the top of my draw deck. Very cool. So we are back to Amaterasu. So we're going to draw up to her hand. She retained nothing. And now we got to shuffle these up to make a new draw deck. So just like a normal deck builder, yeah, you'll be shuffling a lot. All right. So again, she pulled a bishop, so plenty of mana. And we have a Ningyo. All right. So here's our mana, so let's go to make a purchase. Now, let me just mention, there is no set timing. You can purchase, and you can play a card, and you can mix it up. You can purchase a little bit, play a card, purchase some more. It doesn't matter, all right? So I really like that freedom. All right, so anyway, Ningyo here. Notice I bought a card, put it on top of my deck, and now I'm going to use her power to draw it. How cool is that? I like this fluidness of the game. Now then, if you noticed, here's the other cool part about this game. You can only play 1 warrior card unless you chain them. So the Ningyo in the top left corner, there were 2 small circles. As long as one of those small circles matches the big circle of the next warrior card you play, you can play it, and that's how I was able to play that Kenku. Very cool. So, and then I used his ability to draw cards, and here I got some more power here to buy more cards. So I really like this fluidness, and I'm going to use that extra power here to buy another bishop, all right? And here I think I made an error. I stuck the bishop in my discard pile. It should have been put on top of my deck. And I'm also going to use the ability of my temple here. Because I used a warrior, I get to buff it up. So isn't that cool? Just this flow of the game. It's so clean. It's so nice. It just feels so natural. And you can string a combo through your turn. How cool is that? Anyway, let's go and check out Ball here. So here's Ball's hand. It's got this Oni. So let's go ahead and smack around Amaterasu here. Poor Amaterasu. So 4 attack. I'm not resolving it yet. You can see my 4 attack there. I'm going to go ahead and make our purchase to buy another Oni. All right, an attack of 4. And so another Oni coming out next round. So let's go ahead and fill our tableau here. Another Kenku. All right, so Kenkus are pretty awesome and one of my favorite cards from the Warriors of Dawn. So let's go ahead and resolve this damage here to poor Amaterasu. So she'll take 4 damage. I have it up there on the top left. All right, so there that's taken care of. And let's go ahead and do her normal turn. So 5 cards. Okay, and then we'll shuffle up. Yeah, so I had that one error. Yeah, the bishop should have been on top. Oh well, that's fine. Oh, drew it anyway. It didn't matter. Anyway, so 5 cards. So let's go ahead and set the stage. So 5 purchasing power. She's going to buy that Kenku right now. And why wouldn't you? Look at that. Awesomeness. And Kenku goes right to the top. And we'll go ahead and bring Hatshepsut out one more time. And we'll use the same power again to gain some life. So she took some damage from the Oni. Let's get it back. And now, as a reaction, let's go ahead and resolve here. So the temple here actually has 2 abilities. So 1, it can gain essentially life for itself. And 2, the other one is to draw cards. Draw cards. You're going to see that coming later. All right, so we are back here to Ball. So drawing up 5 cards. Choices. How shall we resolve? So first of all, let's go ahead and resolve the temple here. Because Amaterasu gained life, the temple here will also essentially gain life/power as well. And we've got another power here. All right, so we can pay 2 to pull a disciple out. All right, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to spend 2, and we're going to pull any disciple. So in this case, grabbing a bishop for the extra buying power, and put her right on top of the draw pile. Now let's go ahead and fill the tableau there. So Siren. So I love the cards that have 2 abilities. That flexibility is awesome. And here we go. Amaterasu is going to do a react ability. So in this case, she's going to spend her 1. And she's going to draw a card. And she draws that Kenku. And we knew that Kenku was there. So I just like how, if you're the type of person that can remember cards, count cards, then this is a great game. So anyway, here's what's happening. So Ball's attacking, and as a reaction, she's going to draw another card. And Priestess. Okay, that's great. So I like that. So you can react to anything. So we have that 4 damage that we are going to deal with at some point here, but I'm just skipping ahead to do the buying. And Ball here is going to go ahead and buy Jackal here. All right. And is going to go ahead and chain or maintain or keep Virgo in his hand. So here's the 4 damage for Amaterasu. Now, if you noticed, in her hand, she could have defended it. Not wholly, but she has something else in mind, so she did not choose to defend at that time. All right, so anyway, she's going to draw up. Oop, forgot to fill the tableau there. So Yamato Tekars here. All right. So already had one. Moving on. Ningyo. All right. So another Ningyo hitting the table. All right. So that fills it out. So first off, 2 energy. We're going to cast our own Ningyo. Again, you can only do 1 warrior unless you chain it. Okay. So we have this kind of, and we're going to use her ability to stick that bishop back on deck. Now we have the Kenku chained off the Ningyo, and we could continue to chain right off the Kenku. So Kenku's ability, we're going to draw 2 cards. Ooh, bishop and bishop. Perfect. All right. And now let's really crank out the energy here and pick up, oh yeah, a noble star. See, wasn't that awesome? I mean, this flow really just made me fall in love with the game. And on top of it, we can react. So we had a warrior. So that means we could Oh, in this case, we're going to draw a card. I just love the flexibility of this thing. All right. And, yep, there we go. So we used both abilities there of the temple. Great. So we are back to Ball. Now, Ball has been getting a attack build going here. Let's see how we go. Choices. How will we chain it? All right, so first of all, Virgo. All right. And going to choose to draw Priestess into hand. Okay, great. Now we can chain in the Jackal. All right, great. So we can banish a card or attack. Let's check out that discard pile of Amaterasu's. And, yeah, that's got to go. Bye-bye. So that's gone. All right, so there we go. Banished. All right. Now that means Jackal will be banished as well. And I'll set them in a special banished tray in just a bit. So let's check out our own discard pile. Okay, interesting. Now then, let's go ahead and spend up. So 5 energy here. Let's go ahead and pick up Yamato. So Yamato is pretty crazy. So it causes opponents to discard potentially if they have a warrior. So as a reaction, all right, so Amaterasu is going to go ahead and spend an energy to draw a card. And it's a priestess. Now again, I'm showing you guys the cards, but remember, the Ball player can't really see the cards. All right, so anyway, Ball here is going to go ahead and do an action at the temple to spend 2 and grab another disciple. And yeah, these bishops for that 2 money is just too good. All right, so let's go ahead and head back to Amaterasu. So she had 2 cards, and we'll go ahead and draw 3 more cards. Okay, got some choices here. Can we chain those? Not so chainy. Anyway, let's go ahead and put a priestess down for 1 energy. Okay, Temple of Kiyomizudera. Let's react. Spend an energy. All right. And that means we're going to draw a card, but we don't have a deck. So let's shuffle up and see what we can get. So we pick up. A bishop. Very nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and play that bishop. So now we're up to 3 energy to spend. And you know what? Let's react to that too. By the way, this card is broken. So the reaction to the warrior can only be done once, but the reaction otherwise is unlimited. So how cool is that? All right. So there we go. Reaction. Now remember, once the temple runs out of life, so now it's at 1, it's dead. All right. Never to be returned. I can't recall any card ability that can return temples. Anyway, there we go. We have definitely pulled tons of energy, and we're done with it. Leave it at that and pick up another noble star. So craziness, another noble star. One of my favorite cards in the game. All right, so Virgo comes into play and fills out our tableau there. Great. So now we can we still couldn't chain, and we actually did not play a warrior that turn. Ball player is wondering why. Does Ball remember what cards Amaterasu bought? Is it a bluff perhaps? Anyway, Ball here draws up. Okay, checking it out. Looks like we can chain some stuff. Cool. And he's going to lead with Yamato here. So 3 damage, and Amaterasu immediately responds. And using the react ability, and Ball does not like that, and it's going to cause Yamato to attack Ball. He refuses to attack the Japanese goddess. Maybe it's thematic. Anyway, Ball takes the damage and also gets to suffer Yamato's effect, which means he has to discard a warrior card or show his hand. He had a warrior card. He did discard it. And on top of it, Amaterasu is going to react and draw a card. I mean, it's just... or going to react because she did play a warrior card. So, I mean, that's just craziness. So, that did not go very well for Ball at all. All right, so anyway, we'll go ahead and fill the tableau here with a Ningyo. We've already got a Ningyo. We'll continue to draw. And a Fierce Star. We've already got Fierce Star, so let's keep on going. And we pull... ooh, Tiamat. All right, so one of the older cards. Okay. It's got a defense there as well. All right, back to Ball here. All right, so yeah, things are not looking good. So he's going to go ahead and spend 2 energy here from the temple, and it's going to pull more energy making here. So for bishop here. All right, so now then we are back to Amaterasu, and what will she do? So there we go. I've put my the banished cards there on the side just so we can access those. Especially as the sets grew, there's more and more reasons to access it. All right, so Amaterasu's hand. Okay, we've got some warriors and some disciples. All right, so we'll start off with Kenku. All right, in this case, boom, Kenku is going to pull the energy from the temple, which destroys the Temple of Syracuse. Oh no, bye-bye. So this isn't a game ender. Only if the god loses their energy does the game end. But yeah, that's got to suck. All right, so moving on here. Drawing another Kenku. All right, and continuing to use this Temple of Kiyomizu-dera. So because we did a warrior, it gained an energy. Now that can only be done once per turn. Once on your turn, once on the enemy's turn. So basically, wow, because it's a react ability, it can be done, twice every round. It's just craziness. Anyway, so Amaterasu here is going to go ahead and buy, and with 5 points, picking up the Siren. Okay, so a lot of card manipulation. I think that really is the key to the game. Attacking is crazy important, but the ability to manipulate is just insane. So because Amaterasu pulled that ability to redirect attackers, and she has 2 of them, so that's pretty bad. So this would make Ball pretty nervous, and because he's got some very decent attackers, but what could the result be? He doesn't care. He's going for it. Can't have that many. So Oni comes out. You got to be kidding me. So Noble Star coming for Amaterasu once again, redirected and hitting Ball. All right, so let's go ahead and cash in this 5 for the 1. Yeah, terrible. All right, well, let's continue with the turn. So Ball here is going to go ahead and spend 5, picking up Hatshepsut, and now he has 2 of these cards. All right, so let's refill that tableau. Yeah, with Hatshepsut, then he should be able to heal up his life, yeah? All right, so Fierce Star. Now, how many cards are there of each of these? So off the top of my head, I can't remember. Maybe it's 5 or 6 cards of each of these is shuffled into that deck. So very definitely, I think there are certain cards that you just really definitely want to get. All right. So, ooh, we got the Hime, little princess coming out. Cool. So Ball is retaining a card. All right. So our Amaterasu here is going to go ahead and draw that one for the warrior that was spent. Forgot to do that. All right, so let's go ahead and drop our 5 cards here. Had only 3 there, so shuffle it up, pick up another one, and now we've got our 5. So let's see what Amaterasu has to work with. All right, so as you go here, so look at this. You can chain and chain and chain, and there we go. So the order definitely matters later on with the later cards. So, and I appreciate that. So you really do have to think, I know. I think it's a no-brainer, though, to do this drawing, and I really appreciate that a lot of the cards with drawing have other abilities as well, but I think Kenku is broken. All right, so anyway, we are drawing and drawing and drawing here. So far we've drawn 4 cards. Craziness. So Siren here to finish us off. All right, so what are we going to do with Siren? All right. Yeah, and of course, we did play Warriors, so we can do that ability to gain life to our temple. Look at that. We're back up to 3. And let's go ahead and spend some of this power here and pick up a Valiant Star. So Amaterasu switching gears here and getting her own attacks. Attack warriors in. All right, so she went the tricky route. Kirin. All right, so the ability to gain some life there. All right. And going to go ahead and keep some cards and make Ball nervous. All right. So Ball here is going to go ahead and draw up. So total of 5 cards again. All right. Oh, lots of priestesses there. So going to have 3. All right. And pick up that Kaguya Hime. All right, so this one is worth some buying power. Very cool. And if you can chain it, I mean, that's just free, like free money. And another Kirin. All right. So it really is key to chain in these warriors. Some will give you money, but there's card drawing, which you've seen, and like that one allows you to copy. So we're going to go with Hatshepsut here. All right. And Ball, I believe, is going to pick up another Hatshepsut. All right. So why did Ball stick Hatshepsut on top of his draw pile? I think that was an error. Anyway, moving on. Amaterasu here, picking up cards. So there's the 5. All right, it's got some choices. Let's go ahead and have 3 energy here for buying and pick up Kitsune. All right, great. So Kitsune to the top of the deck. Let's refill the tableau here. Another Valiant Star, costing 6 for an attack of 4. So here's our hand. Let's keep it. All right, so now if Ball was paying attention, he should know that there's a Valiant Star in the hand, but what's the other one? All right, anyway, 5 cards there, and his own chain here. All right, so great. So he's going to kick it off here with Kaguya Hime, and so he'll start with 2 energy. Next up, Hatshepsut, and he's going to go ahead and draw or get some life for himself. Good. And then finally, Virgo. All right, so he can choose a player to draw a card, and of course he's going to choose himself. Ah, great, the bishop, and he's certainly bought quite a few of them. All right, so with this, we'll add it to our total, and now 5 energy, and allowing us to pick up Kirin. All right, great. So Ball seems to be going the healing route here, and again, that is one of the paths to victory. Back to Amaterasu. Let's draw up, and we already know, okay, what some of the hand is. And you finally got the combo that she wants. All right, so let's start off with Valiant Star. All right, so Amaterasu attacking. All right, continuing though, Kitsune. All right, it's going to copy an action. So it's going to copy Amaterasu. So another 4 points of damage for a total of 8. And then Kenku here for drawing power. All right, so there's that life gone. Bye-bye. Easy come, easy go. Moving on. For that drawing, so the 2 cards we drew, a couple more priestesses. Let's add it to a bishop. 5 buying power. All right, so I'm picking up a Ningyo. Yeah, so there's just so much card drawing, and it really is just so powerful, especially if you can really synergize and get your combos going. And then, of course, we have this temple, injury to insult. It gets bigger. Craziness, absolute craziness. That card is broken. Moving on, back to Ball. It's looking pretty bleak, so down to 2 life. It is not looking good at all. All right, so certainly have some life gaining ability, though. So let's chain it up and see what Ball can do here to get some recovery going. All right, so first off, Kaguya Hime. Just going to gain the 2 for now, not going to sacrifice it. Ao Oni attacking for 4. And Kirin, all right, it's going to gain 2 life. All right, so that brings Ball back up to the plus side here. All right, so damage to Amaterasu, great. And going to go ahead and do some purchasing here for Ball. All right, and it does matter how you put the cards in your discard pile, so definitely keep track of that. So we bought another Kirin, so that goes right to the top of our draw pile. Great, so hopefully Ball can recover quickly. Yeah, so actually their life totals are pretty similar between Ball and Amaterasu. All right, so Amaterasu, let's see what she can do now. Okay, her hand. Whoa, okay. She's got some choices, so she's first off going to go ahead and do Ningyo. All right, so she's going to go ahead and draw 2 cards. Oh boy. Or draw a card. So there's Kenku. And one more. Okay, a bishop. All right, so I think the draws really went well for Amaterasu this game. Oh, got to fill the tableau there. There's Yamato Tekars once again. All right. Okay, so we had already done a Ningyo, so we have to always remember what the next symbol would be. So this allows her to chain in a Kenku and use his ability to draw 2 cards. All right. We're going to go ahead and use a react ability here for the temple. So in this case, drawing another card. Craziness. All right, so got another priestess there. And we're going to react to that. All right. To draw another Kenku. Craziness. All right, so we're spend those to pick up that Yamato onto the side of Amaterasu here, even though the other one didn't do too badly by her. Valiant Star hits the table to meet up with the other one. Still going to fill that hole. Oh, another Fierce Star. I think we've pulled all of them at this point. Next up, Siren. We've seen her before. All right. And she fills the hole. Great. So, reaction here. Temple of Kiyomizu to draw a card. Did I say already how many times this thing is broken? Then there is Yamato. So I love that. So you stick cards on top of your deck, and then with the card drawing, I mean, you get it now, as long as you've planned ahead. And look at that. Craziness. So here it is. Yamato, Tekars, hitting the table. Damage, 3. 1 life left. And then chaining in the Noble Star here from Yamato to draw a card. And there we go. And now all of these cards to do some purchasing again. And picking up a Valiant Star. All right, cost 6, has an attack of 4. And now we're going to use Amaterasu's ability here. All right, so she has the ability to change that secondary to a white, and that's exactly what she's going to do. So instead of this yellow here, we just, it's a white. So Kenku then can be chained in. All right, so Kenku allows us to draw. Oh boy, and there it is. So, and Valiant Star coming to the table, and that will end Ball. And there we have it. Amaterasu wins. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this. During this war of gods, many warriors have died, their souls sealed away. The war for control of the heavens rages on. Where the souls of dead would rest will be determined by the winner of this war. And this time it was Amaterasu, so thank you very much for stopping by and checking out this playthrough. I hope you got a feel for the game and will check it out yourself. Thanks a lot. Bye.